So first of all, let us discuss what we are going to discuss today. First, the most important is the how the process of financial planning works. So this is theoretical. I will not discuss or spend more time on it. Then we will discuss various insurance products which are applicable and useful for individuals, not from business aspect, and how to go about buying those insurance products. Then we will cover retirement planning, investment planning, tax. Though almost all the audience are chartered accountants, but I'll still give some tax saving tips which just get do not get noticed due to the fine prints of the provisions. Then I will discuss some do's and don'ts. मतलब अपन लोग बहुत सारी गलतियां करते हैं इन्वेस्टमेंट करने में, तो वो देखते हैं अपन क्या क्या कर गलतियां करते हैं जो अपने को नहीं करनी चाहिए, and what are the things, all things which we should do. And I will fix tax is a integral part of financial planning. I will cover it, tax planning through HUF also. I will just spend 7 minutes on that. So the process of financial planning starts with the data collection of the individual and his family. उसमें जो इंडिविजुअल है उसके फैमिली मेंबर्स की डिटेल्स, his own income, family income, even rental income, his assets, immovable property, all insurance policies, all investment, whether in equity, direct equity or mutual fund, everything is gathered. And then a risk profiling of the person is done. मतलब आदमी की रिस्क लेने की कैपेसिटी को इवेल्यूएट किया जाता है. तो एक तो रिस्क एप्टीट्यूड होता है, एक आदमी जन्म से ही बेदबंग होता है, मतलब ही इज विलिंग टू टेक रिस्क. एंड अदर द रिस्क प्रोफाइलिंग डिपेंड्स, और द एबिलिटी टू टेक रिस्क डिपेंड्स ऑन his age. Suppose a person who is at the beginning of the career is in a better position to take risk as compared to a person who is already retired. Retired person ko he has to preserve his corpus, so he cannot take much risk with his investment. But the person starting his career can take some risk and make investment in little riskier products also. After the data are collected of the individual, all personal financial data are collected, the person is also asked to enumerate his goals, क्योंकि सबके गोल अलग अलग होते हैं और आपकी क्या एज स्टेज पे हैं उस पर भी आपके गोल डिपेंड करते हैं. जैसे अगर आप कैरियर शुरू कर रहे हैं तो आपको घर लेने का गोल हो सकता है, आपकी खुद की शादी का खर्चा का प्लानिंग कर सकते हैं. लोग उस समय रिटायरमेंट के बारे में नहीं सोचते हैं, पर वो रिटायरमेंट प्लानिंग भी एक गोल होना चाहिए और हो सकता है. और अगर आप रिटायर हो गए हैं तो आपके पास में फिर एक ही गोल बचा रहता है कि किस तरह से अपना हाउ टू पास द रिटायरमेंट पीसफुली एंड वेयर टू इन्वेस्ट ऑल योर रिटायरमेंट कॉर्पस. अब जैसे बोलते हैं इच्छा अनंत होती है, द नीड्स आर अनलिमिटेड, एंड एवरीबडी विदाउट एनी एक्सेप्शन हैज गॉट लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज एज कंपेयर टू हिज विशेज. So the applicant is asked to prioritize his goals. अब for an example, a retirement goal may be a high priority goal as compared to a foreign trip, or for that matter, education of your child may be more important than marriage of the children. So based on the resources available, the person is asked to prioritize those goals in the category of high priority, medium priority, and low priority. And on the basis of priority given, the resources are allocated. Initial process of a financial planning also involves review of all his insurance products as well as all his investments, whether in immovable properties or even in financial products. Then after the insurance review and prioritization of goal and income, net income of applicant is ascertained, an elaborate financial plan is presented to the person, preferably the person and his wife. Both should attend because it is a joint venture. And the most important part comes after the presentation of the plan, that is execution. So execution may probably take 6 months to 1 year period, in which the person is asked to redo some of his insurance and investments. He may probably be asked to sell some of his real estates, in case he is heavily invested in real estate. So next we will cover insurance products and insurance planning. Insurance planning is an integral part of financial planning. So life insurance and health insurance we will discuss later on. Third is the critical illness. Only a few people are aware, and even a fewer people buy critical illness. Critical illness is an insurance product where you buy an insurance product which pays you in case you are diagnosed with any serious illness which impairs your earning ability. So this may be like cancer, heart attack, stroke, etc. तो ऐसी स्थिति में क्या होता है, आप जिंदा है तो आपको लाइफ इंश्योरेंस कंपनी विल नॉट पे यू एनीथिंग, एंड यू आर सिंस यू आर नॉट हॉस्पिटलाइज ऑल द टाइम, health insurance policy will also not pay, but at the same time you have to incur the expenses for running the house, and your medical expenses also go up. So the critical illness policy pays you the amount of sum assured, but there is a survival period. So once you are diagnosed with a specific critical illness, there are n number of critical illnesses also, and each policy has a different coverage. So if you survive the survival period, which is generally 30 days, then only the sum payable under the critical illness is paid. Otherwise, you get the money from life insurance. So critical illness policy works as a supplement to your life insurance policy. Then personal accident insurance. This is most important product for the people who are at the beginning of the career, because at the beginning of the career you do not have enough resources to spend for buying the product, as well as in the initial stage the person dying with an accident has all more probability than due to any disease. और एक बात और है कि पर्सनल एक्सीडेंट इंश्योरेंस है वो बहुत सस्ता आता है, 150 रुपए में आपको 1 लाख रुपए तक का पर्सनल एक्सीडेंट इंश्योरेंस हो जाता है. सो इन केस ऑफ डेथ 100% इज पेड. In case you lose some of your important limbs, then if you lose one hand, then 50% is paid. If you lose both of your hands, 100% pays the is paid under the personal accident insurance. uh, in addition to all these insurance, it is important for you to buy a insurance for your home and all valuables which are lying in your house. For home, uh, suppose you have bought a house for 1 crore, the home insurance does not cover that value. It only covers the cost of reconstruction of the house. So please be careful when you buy the home insurance to arrive at the which amount you should buy. The insurance, how much insurance you need to buy will depend on various factors. So in case of life insurance and critical illness, life insurance and critical illness are एक ही सिक्के के दो पहलू है. सो दोनों आपको खरीदना है तो आपकी कितनी इनकम है, आपके ऊपर कितने डिपेंडेंट है, उसके हिसाब से आपको क्रिटिकल इलनेस की अमाउंट डिसाइड होगी. और जहां तक सवाल आपकी हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस का है, मेडी जैसे जिसको जनरली पॉपुलरली मेडिक्लेम बोलते हैं, बिकॉज दिस इज अ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ गवर्नमेंट कंपनी. So if you want to buy health insurance, the most important thing is the place where you are staying. If in case you are staying in metropolitan cities, the cost of medical treatment is relatively higher than a small town. In addition to the place, your status and your financial position is also important. A chartered accountant who is living or staying in a tower will not go in a medical hospital for treatment, whereas a maid may probably prefer going there. So all these factors have to be taken into consideration while arriving at the amount of insurance which you need. Let us take life insurance. So first you need to ascertain whether you need a life insurance. So the basic principle or basic object of life buying life insurance is income replacement. So in case anything happens to you, your family members should not be deprived of the standard of living which they are used to. So in such a situation, the money received from life insurance company will replace your income and your family members will get regular income. So the buy of insurance has already been discussed because you do not want your family members to suffer. So who needs insurance, life insurance? Only the person who is not only earning but also has some family members financially dependent on him, only needs to buy लाइफ इंश्योरेंस. अब जैसे कई लाइफ इंश्योरेंस एजेंट है, एडवाइजर है, वो माइनर का भी इंश्योरेंस खरीदवा देंगे, आपकी वाइफ का भी इंश्योरेंस खरीदवा देंगे, विच इज नॉट करेक्ट अप्रोच टू बाय लाइफ इंश्योरेंस. इवन इफ यू हैव स्टार्टेड अर्निंग and you are not married and your parents are also not financially dependent on you, you need not buy life insurance. But in case you intend to get married, the right is to buy life insurance, even if you do not have dependence on you, but will have dependent in due course, is before 35, because the premium on life insurance steeply rises after 35 years of age. अब जैसे अपन कहीं पे आइसक्रीम पार्लर पे जाते हैं एंड व्हेन यू आर कंफ्यूज which flavor to take, then the choice invariably is vanilla. So for covering your life insurance needs, what you need to buy is a product which does not pay you anything while you are alive. If any product which pays you while you are alive is not worth buying. So there are only two products which आर सुटेबल फॉर यू, मतलब जैसे सस्ता और सुंदर कहते हैं, वो है आपका टर्म प्लान है. मीन्स इन केस यू वांट टू कवर योर लाइफ रिस्क कवर, यू शुड बाय ओनली टर्म प्लान. और टर्म प्लान में भी देयर इज अ बेटर क्वालिटी इफ यू आर टेक्नोलॉजी सेवी एंड इफ यू कैन डू बाइंग ऑनलाइन. आजकल सब लोग करीब करीब ऑनलाइन करने लग गए हैं, टेक सेवी हो गए हैं. Then you should buy online term plan which is cheaper than term plan because no agent etc involved, and so it is cheaper by minimum 30%. So when you buy, you need to buy insurance, buy only term plan and nothing else, no other products. अगर कोई भी, और ये बहुत मुश्किल पड़ता है कन्विंस करना चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स को. Even my chartered accountants friends were not convinced that why should I buy a product which does not pay me anything. और इवन सपोज आपने 20 साल का इंश्योरेंस लिया है, तो आपको अगर 20 साल में कुछ नहीं हुआ तो आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा. अब जैसे अभी आपका हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस है, इफ यू डू नॉट गेट एडमिटेड इन द हॉस्पिटल, डू यू विश टू गेट एडमिटेड इन द हॉस्पिटल एंड गेट मनी? नो. सो द सेम लॉजिक शुड अप्लाई हियर. सो यू शुड बाय टर्म प्लान ओनली. कितना
Sir,
लेना चाहिए?
here I would like to add one thing on the term plan. I always say recommend to my fellow friends, whether chartered accountant or not. I always say कि term plan आपको जरूर लेना चाहिए. अगर हम 30-40 साल तक जी जाते हैं, if we survive let's say for 60-70 years, then I think वो उसके में जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. बट खुदा ना खास्ता अगर कल को कुछ हो जाए, तो पीछे जो फैमिली है उसको एक सडन प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगी. सडनली ऐसा नहीं लगेगा कि कुछ बचा नहीं है या कुछ पैसे छोड़ के नहीं गया कोई भी. सो दिस इज वेरी गुड थिंग विच पलवन जी हैज टोल्ड कि टर्म प्लान आई वुड रिकमेंड कि जितने भी लोग हैं दे शुड बाय द टर्म प्लान. सर एक चीज इसमें और एनलाइटन कीजिए कि टर्म प्लान में ना एक इनकम इज ऑल्सो रिलेटेड विद द टर्म प्लान. लाइक कि अगर आप ITR फाइल कर रहे हैं या इफ यू हैव फिक्स्ड सोर्स ऑफ इनकम ओनली, then only whenever I go for buying the term plan, so they always ask ki how much is your income, and on that basis they ask us to आप कितने का term plan ले सकते हो. And even if I am not filing ITR, I am not allowed for the term plan, I guess.
So अभी ऐसा है कि normally almost everybody फाइल्स इनकम टैक्स रिटर्न अगर उनका रीजनेबल इनकम है तो सो आप यू राइटली पॉइंटेड आउट that everybody should buy term plan, but for up to what age? That is the question I need to add. You need to buy life insurance only till you're earning life. So if you are self-employed, you should buy your term plan up to for 65. Normally, people who are employed, the retirement age is 58, 60. So they should buy life insurance for a term which will co-terminus with your retirement. कितना खरीदना चाहिए? As a thumb rule, you should buy term plan or life insurance equal to 15 times of your annual income, because the लोग कहते हैं कि ideally it should be 12 times of your income, but when you are buying it at the initial stage of your career, your income may probably go up, or it will surely go up in future. So the relative proportion of life insurance will come down. So when you are buying life insurance at your initial stage of your career, buy 15 times. और दीपक जी ऐसा है कि इसमें लाइफ इंश्योरेंस में the premium is fixed for the entire life. So earlier you buy the life insurance, cheaper it comes in your hand. सो पूरे 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 टेन्योर के लिए आपका वही द सेम प्रीमियम इज एप्लीकेबल. Every insurance company have their individual criteria for underwriting. So they will not give you any insurance for your passive income, जैसे आपका rental income वगैरह है, because it is not going to be affected whether you are around or not. बट जो एक्टिव इनकम है, जैसे आपका सैलरी है या आपका बिजनेस इनकम वगैरह है, सो यू शुड बाय इट बेस्ड ऑन योर एक्टिव इनकम. पैसिव इनकम नीड नॉट रिप्लेस. There are some riders which life insurance companies offer. जैसे पर्सनल एक्सीडेंट राइडर है या क्रिटिकल इलनेस राइडर है. So there is a restriction of premium also. The premium for rider cannot exceed, I think, 30% of the overall premium. So in case you buy a rider, suppose you buy a critical illness rider with a life insurance, then you will not get enough critical illness policy, because you need to buy critical illness almost equal to your life insurance product. So buy a separate critical illness policy. लेट अस कम टू टैक्स बेनिफिट. अभी चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स को तो मैं क्या बताऊंगा टैक्स बेनिफिट के बारे में, but I understand there are other people also who, like company secretaries who have joined in. So for life insurance premium which you pay for yourself, your spouse or your children, whether major, minor, dependent, independent, you can claim deduction under section 80C up to 1,50,000, provided the amount does not exceed 10% of the sum assured. For handicapped, this is a 15%. In case the policy is surrendered within 2 years or premium are not paid for and entire tenure of 2 years, then the deduction under section 80C allowed earlier also get reversed, and no deduction is allowed during that year also. So mind it, even if you intend to discontinue, please pay premium for 2 years. As far as exemption for maturity proceeds or death proceeds is concerned, the same is available under section 1010D. The money which you receive under death is fully tax free. For other, in case the premium for the policy exceeded 10% of the sum assured for any year during the premium paying term, the the exemption is not available. So normally insurance companies give you the product which is up to 10% of your sum assured. But in case of ULIP products, some people go for top up of the product. So when you top up, and in case the total premium for the year exceeds 10%, then the maturity proceeds of that ULIP will not be tax free in your end. Key Men's Insurance proceeds are fully taxable in the hands of recipient. Like an individual, HUF can also claim deduction for life insurance premium paid for member including Karta. Now we have covered completed discussion on health life insurance. So do you want the questions to be answered, Deepakji, now or at the end of the session?
Sir, at the end, also we will take it. And in the meantime, right now, one or two questions are there, which I'm asking. Is insurance company having a plan for critical illness of rupees 1 crore or more? In the chat box, Himanshu Gupta ji is asking.
नहीं, मेरे को क्वेश्चन ही समझ में नहीं आया कि
वो ये कह रहे हैं कि इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज के पास कोई प्लान है क्रिटिकल इलनेस के लिए फॉर 1 करोड़ एंड मोर का?
होगा. आप यू कैन लॉग इन टू policybajaj.com and since the life insurance is given up to without limit, you will be able to get this critical illness beyond 1 crore also. I'm not sure, but it has to be there. It has to be there.
And Uma Mahesh ji is asking how much percentage of income we can invest in share market?
वो बाद में आएंगे ना. आप बुलेट ट्रेन में सवारी नहीं करिएगा. अभी अपन
ठीक है.
इंश्योरेंस कवर किया है. So
ठीक है.
yes.
So then I would suggest you to continue and then we will take questions at the end.
ठीक है.
Because
So-
there are 60-70 participants on YouTube as well, so I'm not able to take their queries. We'll take all the questions at the end.
Okay. So let us discuss health insurance. अभी आज की तारीख में जब ये कोरोना कोविड-19 पेंडेमिक हुआ है, तो सब लोगों को ये हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस का इम्पोर्टेंस समझ में आया है. And people must have seen the invoices or hospital bills running into lakhs, 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 7 lakhs. So people have started realizing the importance of health insurance. So like life insurance, which an earning person with dependent people need to have. Health insurance is a must for even a newborn child. So health insurance without any exception has to be bought for all the family members without any exception. कितना होना चाहिए, जैसे मैंने बताया कि ये the quantum of health insurance which you need will vary depending on various factors, but as a thumb rule I will tell, if in case you are staying in metropolitan cities, you should buy minimum 10 lakhs of health insurance. I would rather, if you can afford, I would advise you to buy 20 lakhs because the medical inflation is going by minimum 10% every year. And later on, when you will need the higher insurance, he may probably get it or he may not get it. And even if you get it, you will get it with the waiting period. As far as the people who are not staying in big cities, they can buy 5 lakh individual health insurance. कई लोग कहते हैं, अरे मेरे को क्या हुआ है, देखो मेरा कितना बढ़िया बॉडी है, मैं कभी कोई दवाई भी नहीं लिया आज तक, so why should I buy why should I buy it now? मेरे को जब कॉम्प्लिकेशन होगा तब then I will buy it. The ideal time to buy health insurance is when you actually do not need it, because when you need it, when you get some illness, then probably the insurance company may not underwrite you and you may not get the health insurance at that time.
Sir, on this one question related to this health insurance.
Yes.
Many people say is ki, let's say someone wants to buy health insurance as a family floater. Yes. Something like me and my wife, let's say I purchased health insurance.
I will cover it. Cover it.
Okay.
So कई लोग कहते हैं और करते हैं, इवन मैंने भी ये मिस्टेक किया था. 83 से लेके from 1983 to 2006 when I was practicing, I used to pay premium for my health insurance, and in 2006 I joined industry and my employer provided me health insurance, and I discontinued that personal health insurance which I was paying year after year. But then when after 1 year, when I left the organization, I realized that I'm uncovered So people think that when the employer is providing them the health insurance, they need not buy it. So even if your employer provides you health insurance, you need to buy a separate health insurance policy to supplement that. In case you suppose you stay with the same employer throughout your career, what about insurance after your retirement? Because generally, except for government employees, a private employer does not provide you the health insurance facility after you retire. And after, at the age of 60, when almost majority of the people have hypertension or diabetes or one or the other problem, and when the it becomes difficult to buy health insurance, so you should buy supplement your policy, employer policy with the additional personal policy. The employer provided policy is generally a group policy where the many people are covered, all the employees of the company are covered, provided they opt for it. So in case the company provided health insurance policy offers you to cover your parents also, ये गाड़ी आप चूकना नहीं. अगर if your employer provides you health insurance cover for your parents also, please take that, and please reserve that office policy for treatment of your parents, because the employer provided health insurance policy does not have any waiting period. आप जब कोई पॉलिसी खरीदते हैं तो normally it has some waiting period running between 2 to 4 years to cover existing disease. So in case you want to buy new policy for your parents, the existing disease for your parents will not be covered from day one. But in case of group policy, suppose you have joined the new company today which provides you this health insurance policy, and you cover your parents, parents are covered fully from the day one. So please don't use that policy for your own hospitalization. Reserve that policy for medical complication or hospitalization of your parents. ये दीपक जी आपका सब्जेक्ट आ गया, इंडिविजुअल पॉलिसी और फ्लोटर पॉलिसी.
Yes, sir.
फ्लोटर पॉलिसी में क्या होता है कि फैमिली मेंबर्स आर कवर्ड, सो इज लाइक अ फैमिली किटी एंड एवरीबडी कैन विड्रॉ इट. तो अगर जैसे एक व्यक्ति फैमिली का बीमार हुआ, 5 लाख का फ्लोटर पॉलिसी है, 1 लाख यूज हो गया, तो उसका बाकी बाद में 4 लाख बचा, 4 लाख दूसरे फैमिली मेंबर या वो खुद भी यूज कर सकते हैं. इंडिविजुअल पॉलिसी में वो हर एक फैमिली मेंबर के लिए इंडिविजुअल इंडिविजुअल होता है. So at the beginning of your career, or when everybody is healthy, probably you can take and economize by buying a floater policy. But after I think the 35, 40, I would advise you to buy an individual policy and not a floater policy, because there is a probability of more than one people getting hospitalized. जैसे अपना मोबाइल में भी अगर आपको आइडिया से संतुष्ट, यू वर नॉट हैप्पी विथ आइडिया, यू मूव टू एयरटेल, फ्रॉम एयरटेल to you went to Jio. So the health insurance also has some similar concept of a portability. So if you are not happy with the claim settlement process or anything, the features etc offered by the health insurance policy, you can port your policy to another health insurance provider. The portability with the application for portability has to be made 45 days before to the prospective health insurance company, which will call for your details from your existing insurance, and based on the risk etc involved, they will take the call whether to let you put the policy to them or not. अब हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस जो है, दिस इज द मोस्ट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड प्रोडक्ट टू बाय. पीपल आर नॉट अवेयर देयर आर एन नंबर ऑफ combination permutations of terms and conditions. So let us discuss what are the checklists you should tick when you are buying a health insurance policy. But the most important is the coverage of pre-existing disease. So what are the what waiting period? Some policy may have a shorter waiting period of 2 years. कुछ कुछ पॉलिसीज में आपकी जो एग्जिस्टिंग डिजीज वगैरह है वो 4 साल के बाद में कवर होती है. और एक बात और मैं आपको सबको बताना, आई वुड लाइक टू टेल ऑल ऑफ यू that when you fill up the proposal form for health insurance or even life insurance, please declare everything honestly. Don't hide anything. मतलब अगर आपने कोई ऐसी पॉलिसी खरीद ली जिसमें आपने कुछ झूठ बोल के you were able to buy the policy, and then your dependents or you do not get the money, then what is the use of buying such policy? So please be 100% honest while buying your health insurance. You may probably have to pay some higher premium by way of loading, but the extra premium is worth it. The health insurance policies have some temporary exclusions like these which are not covered for pre-existing disease or even for maternity also. There is a waiting period of 1 year. Then there are some permanent exclusions. जैसे अगर आप if you go for fertility treatment or beauty treatment, even dental treatment is also not covered unless the treatment is required due to an accident, etc. So you need to read the policy document very well between the lines so that you understand what is covered and what is not covered, and what is temporarily not covered and what is permanently not covered. Generally, health insurance policies have a limit of a room rent. So generally it is 1% of the sum assured and 2% in case you are put in the ICU. So the restriction is 1% of the sum assured. Suppose आपने 5 लाख का इंश्योरेंस लिया है, and if the the room which is available is of 7,000, then not only you will get room rent maximum 5,000, but all the other expenses will also be reduced proportionately. So in case you are able to buy a policy without any room rent limit, opt for that so that, नहीं तो क्या होता है, आप समझो भी रूम रेंट का ही फर्क पड़ता है ना, अभी 2,000 रुपया एक दिन का, 5 दिन का 10,000 का ही फर्क पड़ेगा. बट when you receive the money from insurance company, you realize that they have deducted proportionately from all fees, including theater charges and doctor fees and operation charges, etc. So you have to be careful. So this is the reason that you need to buy insurance, so at least to cover the basic room in any hospital. Then in addition to this room rent limit, insurance companies have put restrictions on individual procedures also. Like if you go for cataract operation or bypass surgery, so they have a put ceiling on each of those ailments also. So before you opt for hospitalization, or even if you buy the policy, please read what are the restriction on individual एलिमेंट. जैसे मैंने मेरा आंख का कैटरेक्ट का ऑपरेशन करवाया था, so the hospital and the insurance company had an agreement ki we will not entertain beyond 30,000, but my policy did not have that limit. So though they approved 30,000 cashless, 10,000 I had to pay, and I fought with them for 1.5 years and could get the 10,000. But everybody does not have that perseverance to fight for 1.5 years for 10,000 rupees. So you should be forewarned कि क्या क्या मिलेगा और क्या क्या नहीं मिलेगा, and accordingly you can decide or opt for the package. When you buy the health insurance, company normally have stipulations regarding the initial waiting period during which no hospitalization is covered. So नहीं तो जैसे किसी को लगता है कि मेरे को ये पर्टिकुलर ऑपरेशन कराना है, इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी ले लिया और तुरंत हॉस्पिटलाइज हो जावे. So in order to avoid such things, they have a waiting period. But during this waiting period, any hospitalization which arises due to accident is covered. आप लोगों को मालूम होगा बहुत सारे बैंक्स provide you health insurance policy to their account holders. So, and lots of people have bought those policy, but there is a risk in buying those policy. Those policy come very cheap, but the agreement between the insurance company and the bank may not get renewed. So you should be aware that you may have to provide for your own health insurance policy in case the agreement between these two are is not renewed. The health insurance policy is generally renewable year after year. So you should be careful in renewing your health insurance policy even before the due date. The health insurance policy has certain grace period also. So in case you are not able to pay the premium during that grace period, companies allow grace period between 15 days to 30 days. But mind it, if you do not pay during by the due date your premium, then any hospitalization during this period is not covered. But your benefit of a continuing insurance will, I think, be available to you even if you pay during this grace period. बहुत बहुत सारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स ऑडियंस में हैं, कंपनी सेक्रेटरी भी हैं. आपको शायद मालूम नहीं होगा, our institute has tied up with national insurance company for offering other insurance products in addition to health insurance, which lets you cover your parents also without any medical checkup. Otherwise, normally after 45, no health insurance is given unless you have undergone a medical checkup. So even for a pre-existing disease of under this institute policy, 25% is covered in first year, 50% is covered in second year, 75% is covered in third year, and after third year, 100% is covered even for pre-existing disease. So all the friends who are in the audience and who are chartered accountant, company secretary, or cost accountant, and have parents with health complications, and the parents do not have any health insurance, can opt for this policy, beautiful product offered by our institute. Now let us discuss कि आप अपना हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस का जो कवरेज है वो कैसे आप बढ़ा सकते हैं. So the first is आप you buy the health insurance policy of a big sum. Then there is a other approach also. You can buy a base policy of 5 lakh 10 lakh and then top up. जैसे आपका कॉल टाइम का मोबाइल प्रीपेड में टॉप अप होता है, here also you have a top up facility. So insurance companies have two type of top up facilities. One is top up policy and other is a super top up policy. So how does it work? In case of top up policy, there is some deductible. So your base policy can work as a deductible. आपने 5 लाख का बेस पॉलिसी है आपका और आपने 15 लाख का टॉप अप पॉलिसी लिया तो आपका 5 लाख डिडक्टिबल. एज लॉन्ग एज द क्लेम इज 5 lakh, the top up company will not pay you anything and you will get the claim from your base policy. In case of top up policy, the deductible amount is calculated every time. So suppose आपका claim हो गया 6 लाख का, then the base policy will pay you 5 lakh, the top up policy will pay you 1 lakh. Next time the top claim is of 3 lakh. Since you have already exhausted this claim, the 3 lakh, 5 lakh you have already exhausted, you will not get anything here. But if you had bought this top up policy, then the top up policy will give you the claim for this additional 3 lakh. It is very difficult for senior. So top up policy is a, क्या बोलते हैं, नहीं खरीदने जैसा है. You should always buy a super top up policy. uh, it becomes difficult for a senior citizen to buy health insurance due to some complications. So you can buy generally the government insurance companies provide you the health insurance policy for senior citizen. A few of private also provide, where you are required to pay certain percentage of the expenses out of your pocket, which is generally called co-pay. Even your regular policy also, you may have a co-pay clause, co-payment clause. So you need to be aware whether your policy has any co-pay uh, clause or not. And as I explained, in case you have any health issues, the insurance company may agree to issue a policy, but then they will lower the premium even for a, in my experience, even if you have a blood pressure problem or sugar, the premium is loaded by 50% or even in some cases 100%, and then only the policy is issued. So you will have to pay the cost for buying health insurance for senior citizen in case you have any health issue. This I have already explained. You should buy health insurance when you actually do not need it. Let us now discuss what are the tax benefits of health insurance. And Section 80D provides you a deduction of 25,000 for any health insurance premium for paid for your family. It also provides a additional deduction for your parents of 25,000. If you or your parents happen to be senior citizen, then the deduction goes up to 50,000. Within this limit of 25,000 and 50,000, there is a sub limit for health checkup of 5,000 in each category, which can be paid in cash. Otherwise, for claiming deduction under Section 80D, the payment has to be made by banking channel only. Uh, I've explained the limits for parents and family. Senior citizens have a higher limit. Section 80D also provides benefit to senior citizen in case the senior citizen does not have a health insurance policy. In that case, the senior citizen, his or her spouse, her children, each one can claim deduction up to 50,000 rupees for day-to-day medicine, health checkup, and hospitalization.
Sir, uh,
Yes,
regarding health insurance, I have two questions
yes,
which are related to the topic.
yes.
One is the आई बहुत से लोगों का ये क्वेरी रहती है कि आईसीआई जो हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस प्रोवाइड करा रहा है, इज इट बेनिफिशियल?
मैंने जैसे बताया ना कि ये आपके जो पेरेंट्स वगैरह को है, वो बिना मेडिकल चेकअप के इट कवर्स. So
हो
in case you have a parents with health complication, and normally the insurance is not rejected. Otherwise, if you go to, because group insurance policies are little liberal in issuing the health insurance. So
यस.
in case any of the member has a parents with health issue, they should buy health insurance through the institute.
So it's like the corporate insurance. I would say that the
Yes,
company is
yes, it is
providing.
corporate insurance. Corporate insurance.
Yeah, because I also last year enrolled for it, because before that I was in practice, so I had insurance from my employer
Yes.
apart from the personal insurance. But I know that group insurance is something which gets approval easily, so I enrolled for it, and because you now you're saying it's helpful. One
हाँ,
more thing which is coming in my mind.
एक
I,
मिनट में मैं
yeah,
इसमें और जोड़ देता हूँ.
ठीक है.
ग्रुप इंश्योरेंस में घुसना भी इजी है, मतलब नॉर्मली मेडिकल एक्सपेंस, मेडिकल वगैरह नहीं होता है. और इसके अलावा चूंकि क्या है, बल्क प्रीमियम आता है ग्रुप इंश्योरेंस
Yes.
में. द क्लेम प्रोसेस इज ऑल्सो इजी. मतलब अगर आपका इंस्टीट्यूट का क्लेम है तो वो जनरली आपका जल्दी पास हो जाता है. बट इन केस यू हैव योर ओन insurance and there is a minor mistake somewhere, the issues are created by the insurance company or the TPA.
So I think those who are chartered accountant practice here, they can take the benefit of ICI insurance, and details of the same has been available on the ICI website. So because those who are in job, they have some insurance from their employer, even if they do not have any insurance from the employer. they can also take the benefit of this plan which has been issued by the ICI. And one more thing, sir.
एक मिनट दीपक
हाँ,
जी, एक मिनट. Even if the people who are in industry and their employer provides them insurance,
हम्म,
they should also buy this separate health insurance which is provided by the institute, because the employer will not take care of you after your retirement, and
हम्म.
then at that after retirement it will be difficult for you to buy the health insurance at that time.
Yes, yes, that is the very valid point. And सर एक चीज और पूछना चाहूंगा, आई वुड लाइक टू आस्क वन मोर थिंग. जो आई थिंक 3-4 साल पहले या फिर व्हेन द बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट केम, आवर प्राइम मिनिस्टर नरेंद्र मोदी केम इनटू द गवर्नमेंट एंड ही हैज लॉन्च्ड सम इंश्योरेंस प्लान्स. सो दैट टाइम माय इंश्योरेंस इज स्टिल गेटिंग डिडक्टेड. वो मुझे अब इसलिए याद आया क्योंकि दैट इंश्योरेंस प्रीमियम रिसेंटली डिडक्टेड फ्रॉम 7 days बिफोर. I
हाँ.
got a message that auto insurance premium is getting deducted because that time there was a wave of the Modi ji. So everybody have enrolled for that scheme, and even now the insurance Atal Jeevan Bima somebody is writing. So even the premium is deducting since last 3-4 years, or I don't know, that's 2 years or 3 years. But I don't know how can I go and take the benefit of this scheme if you
मुझे
have.
मुझे भी आइडिया नहीं है, मुझे आई हैव नॉट स्टडीड दिस प्रोडक्ट.
Okay, sir, no issue.
यस यस. चलें आगे.
Yes, sir, sure.
Generally, manage means the people who are above 45, the major concern is the retirement. मतलब जब at the beginning of the career, generally nobody thinks about retirement. Even I did not think about retirement. I would spend or splurge money, but after 45, I became aware that I'm reaching there, and then started planning for my retirement. Moreover, since the concept of Hindu joint family, not the Hindu family, the joint family has vanished or is disappearing gradually. So you are fend to left to fend for yourself. Even your children are not staying with you. They have migrated out of India or shifted to other city for their career. And उन लोगों से अगर पैसा मांगना पड़े तो बहुत मुश्किल है. So one should invariably plan for retirement. And in my opinion, this is the most important goal one should have. Means that it should be given the highest priority for your financial plan, overall financial planning. There are products which insurance companies provide. कि भाई आप you buy an annuity, deferred annuity, pay the premium, and then you can buy the annuity, immediate annuity, once you reach the age of 60. So should you buy that? अब ये this is nothing but a product to help you accumulate the fund. अब in case you have bought it from life insurance company, you have necessarily to buy the annuity at the age of 60 from the same company. इसके लिए आपको कुछ नहीं करना है. You just invest in mutual fund instead of buying any annuity product. अब ये annuity product popular होने का कारण क्या है कि बहुत समय पहले there used to be a separate deduction of section 10, section 80 triple C of rupees 10,000. So many people, including me, had bought this annuity plan to avail that benefit. But now that the limit has been submerged with section 80C, under section 80E overall limit. So many of people are not in a position to decide whether enough is enough. So there are financial planners to help you find out whether you have been able to accumulate enough money. मैंने सीएफपी किया तो वो सीएफपी के कोर्स ने मुझे मदद किया कि मेरे पास इनफ हो गया है. और मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन में थोड़ा मिस्टेक हो गया. मैंने 4 साल पहले ही रिटायरमेंट ले लिया है और अभी बस मेरा जो पैशन है लिखने का, एजुकेट करने का, वो करता हूँ. तो बिफोर 4 years back I calculated my net worth and then applied the formula etc. और मालूम पड़ गया मेरे को कि the money which is available with me for my retirement will last till 90 years of my age. I took the immediate decision of retiring. So how to calculate? First, you should arrive at your average monthly expenditure, including social expenses also. Then apply prevalent average inflation and find out what will be the cost at the time of your retirement. This is the first step. Second stage is to find out the corpus which you need at the age of your retirement. If the investment earns you a certain return, let us take 10%, 12%, and your monthly expenses grow by 6%, 5%. Once you have arrived at this net value at the time of your retirement, then you have to arrive at a amount of investment which you need to make month after month, including your existing investment, to be able to accumulate the net present value which you require at the age of your 60. So this is the process to ascertain or calculate your retirement fund at the age of your retirement. As a thumb rule, जब आप रिटायर हो रहे हैं, which is generally 60 years, you should have 30 times of your annual expenses as your retirement corpus. But this thumb rule applies when you take the retirement at 60. Suppose someone wants to take retirement at 45, then this 30 times will not be sufficient. Let us now take what are the products which are suitable for investing your retirement money. For accumulating your funds for retirement, I have already told you, you can invest through mutual fund, and mutual fund, your PPF, even your provident fund can also be considered for your retirement purpose. But once you have retired from job or retired from your business, then where should you invest your money? Because this is the stage where you cannot take much risk with your money. So the senior citizen saving scheme है, 15 लाख रुपया कर सकते हैं, 7.4% इंटरेस्ट है, क्वार्टरली इंटरेस्ट आता है. सेकंड इज वरिष्ठ वय वंदन योजना, विच हैज टेकन, which has come with the new avatar. 7.4% is the interest, but the interest, unlike earlier version where 8% was assured for 10 years, now this will be reviewed every year. Then you can, here also you can invest 7.5 lakh and 7.5 lakh, 15 lakh, you and your spouse. The senior citizen, if you and your spouse both are senior citizen, then you can invest 30 lakhs. For senior citizen saving scheme, you can claim benefit under section 80C, but no benefit is available for Varisht Vay Vandana Yojana. Then there is a one product of which is called monthly income product of saving products of mutual funds, where up to 85% money is invested in that, और उस पर इक्विटी का 15% का बघार या छोका लगाया जाता है. So which helps you earn little higher return with the preservation of your capital. Or since the retirement goal is not a one stop goal, the goal lasts at least 20, 30 years. So you can invest money in large cap funds also, but you should have patience with investing in equity. So we have covered retirement, health insurance, life insurance. Now we come to the second part of our discussion, which is investment planning. So for investments, there are some basic principles which you should know. First, the most important is that when you make any investment, you earmark it for your specific goal. Suppose your money is getting accumulated in your provident fund, you will preferably earmark it for your retirement. You are investing in PPF account of your son, you may probably earmark it for his education or his marriage. So the benefit of earmarking this particular investment with your goal is that when you intend to discontinue that investment or withdraw that investment, you will realize immediately, oh, if I withdraw my PF money, my retirement goal will get jeopardized. So this is the benefit of, and plus, when you review your investments with vis-a-vis your goal, if it is mapped with individual investment individual goal, then you will realize कि आप किस में बराबर चल रहे हैं और किस में आप पीछे अटक गए हैं. अगर if your investment is not growing as per the expected goal, then you may probably have to increase your allocation to that investment. जैसे as the saying goes, don't put all your eggs in one basket. This equally, or this is most important principle in investing. So don't invest all your money in one class. Generally, I have observed that people over invest in particular asset class. Generally, the old people would buy property, real estate. Many people, even chartered accountants, are overweight on real estate, which is not advisable. There are basically four asset class: equity, debt, gold, and real estate. But for practical purposes, everybody cannot make investment in real estate because it is used some. So there are two basic products: debt and equity. As a thumb rule, 100 minus your age is the proportion of your allocation to equity. This may vary depending on your goals and tenure to your how distant or how far you are from your goal. Once you have decided your asset allocation, अब जो suppose आपका equity आ गया 60%, then don't put all 60% investment in investing in one company or mutual fund of one mutual fund house or even one category of mutual fund. So you have to diversify the same asset class across various options also. कई लोग जैसे मुझे बताते हैं मैंने हमने we had started investing in mutual fund 10 years back. I've not seen in 10 years. Now I've seen this paper. Can you just tell me what is the worth of this investment? And then I find that there's a mutual fund scheme which they were investing in has stopped performing for last 4 years, 4 5 years. So they have lost 4 5 years of better returns. So it is not only asset allocation or diversification. I consider a review of investment or investing like race betting on a रेस कोर्स. आपने पैसा आपका रेस कोर्स में लगाया है तो आपको ध्यान रखना जरूरी है कि आपका जो घोड़े पे बैट लगाया है वो रेस आफ्टर रेस परफॉर्म कर रहा है कि नहीं कर रहा है. अगर वो घोड़ा इफ द हॉर्स हैज स्टॉप परफॉर्मिंग देन यू हैव टू चेंज योर बैट्स. So the same applies to your investments also. So you have to review your investments whether it is able to give you the returns at least equal to the benchmark, and if not then you have to switch or shift your investment. The ideal period for making for reviewing your investment is 1 year, and preferably no better day than your birthday or your marriage anniversary in case you are married. uh, Once you have done the review, then you may realize कि my the base allocation मैंने जैसे दो I have allocated my investment in two pot, one the debt and one equity. Equity is supposed to be 60, debt is supposed to be 40. I'm giving hypothetical example. So जैसे अभी ये कोविड की वजह से the equity valuation have come down, so then probably this 60 must have gone down to 45, and this proportion of debt must have gone up. So then you have to rebalance. So then pour some portion from your debt in equity, and when the equity goes up and then its proportion goes up above 60%, then also you have to do this rebalancing task. So you can do rebalancing task once in a year, except during these special circumstances when the market corrects heavily, then you have to do in between review of your investment. कई लोग जैसे आपने एक घर खरीदा 1 करोड़ में एंड यू सोल्ड इट फॉर 5 करोड़. Your friend bought shares for 100 rupee and bought sold the same for 500 after 5 years. Both were held for 5 years. If you ask anybody, generally people who are not related with finance line will tell you the flat investment was good because he made the 1 crore profit without realizing that the money in both the cases has multiplied by two, has multiplied twice. So this happens because आपको वो 1 करोड़ दिखता है और यहाँ पे सिर्फ 100 रुपया बढ़ा हुआ दिखता है. This is called large value bias, and this large value bias only motivates people to invest in real estate. Otherwise, real estate is not a good investment due to many reasons which we'll discuss some other time. Abhi, now the gold prices have been going up for last 2 years, and people have been asking me should I invest in gold? Good, see, the gold has given so decent returns. So the, the gold has given you returns for last 2 years, but prior to that 8 years it did not give you much return. So this is you feel that the gold is giving good return because it has given you good return for last 2 years. This is called recency bias. वैसे बहुत सारे इन्वेस्टमेंट के बायस है. I'm going to discuss three biases only. Up when you buy some shares, when it goes from 100 to 200, you sell that share. But when the 100 rupee becomes 90, you do not book the loss because कहीं ना कहीं आपका ईगो हर्ट होता है. अरे नहीं नहीं, मेरा डिसीजन गलत नहीं हो सकता है. दिस विल रिकवर लेटर ऑन. So this is lost aversion or regret aversion bias, which probably is the cause for we people losing lots of our money. Now the question comes, where should we invest for long term? So these are the numbers for last 40 years. The average inflation during this period has been 6.52%. The gold जो अभी जैसे तो 32% रिटर्न कह रहे हैं एक साल में आया है, but for last 40 years the CA annualized return is just 8.48%. Silver has given you 6.92. FD based on the relevant interest rates at the relevant time has grown by 8.62% over the year. PPF has gone up to given you 9.41%, and Sensex has given 13.71% year after year return. And mind it, the 13.71% is calculated with reference to 31st March 2020, which was probably the bottom of the market during this pandemic. So what is the conclusion? There is no alternative to equity for wealth creation. But ऐसा है कि ये इतना easy भी नहीं है. तो देखते हैं how to go about investing in equity. उसके पहले अपन यूलिप देखते हैं, क्योंकि कई लोग वो कहते हैं यूलिप में अच्छा रिटर्न आता है. लेट अस एग्जामिन इन ब्रीफ. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, देयर आर मेनी चार्जेस, पॉलिसी चार्जेस, एलोकेशन चार्जेस, mortality charges, fund management charges, surrender charges, which make this ULIP product very complicated और हर एक व्यक्ति को बस में समझ में नहीं आता. और in most of the cases ULIPs are missold rather than sold, or people buying it after understanding it fully. There are some good features in ULIP, like you are allowed to switch from debt to equity, equity to debt, and any number of times. But 4 times in a year generally, or insurance companies give you free. Beyond that, you have to pay for it. The insurance advisor, उनका एक यूनिक सेलिंग प्रपोजिशन रहता है कि भी आपका इक्विटी पे, लिस्टेड इक्विटी और म्यूचुअल फंड पे तो दे आर सब्जेक्टेड टू 10% टैक्स अंडर सेक्शन 112A, but ULIP still remains tax free. So if you want to save tax, so you should invest in ULIP only. But then this does not work always. The investment in ULIP equity can give you good returns provided you remain invested in ULIP for minimum 10 years. This is because there is a cap for expenses, fund management charges for ULIP products, which is kept at 1.35%, whereas the cap for mutual fund, equity mutual fund, is 2.5%. So this difference of 1.15 bridges the gap which is caused initially due to all these expenses. So if you hold ULIP for beyond 10 years, it may be probably be beneficial for you. But then who takes the call for 10 years? And plus, you are tied to the one insurance company only. In case you invest in mutual fund, in case a particular fund house is not performing well, or the fund manager has left the company, you can always switch to the other company. This facility is not available in case of ULIP investment. You are tied with the same company. अभी अपन देखते हैं आपको कैसे इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए. डायरेक्ट इक्विटी एक तो फुल टाइम जॉब है. इट रिक्वायर्स स्पेशलाइजेशन, एक्सपर्टीज, नॉलेज ऑफ इकोनॉमी, वर्ल्ड जियोग्राफी, पॉलिटिकल, all things you should know. Moreover, one of my friend Ronak Murjaria had done a research based on the Nifty shares value on 1st April 2010 and their value on 31st March 2020. Out of 50 schemes, 40 schemes continued and others got merged, etc. The same uh, scheme, same shares. So out of 46, only 13 were able to give higher returns than the average returns generated by the large fund schemes which were in existence on 1st April 2010. So even if you may, some of the equity may have given you superlative return, but not. And you may probably enter in the market at the right time based on some news, etc. But it is not only entering the market, but exiting the market is equally important. So in my opinion, you should invest in equity, which is discussed in previous slide. And if you want to invest in equity, you should invest through mutual funds only. Even my experience up to 2008, I used to invest in direct equity, thinking that I'm chartered accountant, I can read balance sheet, etc. But post Lehman Brothers, I realized that direct equity is not my cup of tea, and I stopped investing in direct equity, and I have put all my money in equity mutual funds. If you want to invest in equity, do it through mutual fund. And कहते हैं ना कि यू शुड गिव टाइम टू द मार्केट एंड डोंट ट्राई टू टाइम द मार्केट. सो आपको अभी जैसे पेंडेमिक की वजह से जो सेंसेक्स का या जो निफ्टी का लेवल चल रहा है, नो बडी कैन टेल इट दैट इट हैज बॉटम्ड आउट एंड इट विल नॉट गो अप, एंड नो बडी कैन से दैट इट विल certainly go up. So the best strategy is to invest through SIP. I did not explain SIP or STP to the audience. So invest in parts over next 12 months or 18 months. Or chunki we all are busy with our practice or with our job, I would advise you to go for a professional advice, and you should take professional advice from a person who gives you unbiased opinion, means a person who is not involved in the distribution of mutual fund and who just gives you the pure 24 carat advice as to where should you invest. The last line, which is most important as far as investing in equity is concerned, it goes like this: behavior is more important than knowledge for success in the equity investing, especially in direct equity. So if are able to behave rationally, even you can beat the people who are knowledgeable in this field. Let us come to what are the mistakes that people generally make. When I used to tell, particularly the old generation people, where do you invest, the answer would in 50% of the case will be मैं तो इंश्योरेंस में इन्वेस्ट करता हूँ, विच इज ऑक्सीमोरन. मतलब आप इन्वेस्ट करते हो और वो भी इंश्योरेंस में, वो समझ में नहीं आने वाली बात है. इंश्योरेंस और इन्वेस्टमेंट को कभी भी मिक्स नहीं करना चाहिए. इफ यू आर फॉन्ड ऑफ स्पाइसी एंड स्वीट डिशेज, यू डू नॉट मिक्स देम एंड देन इट. यू टेक एक एक और दोनों का लेते हैं. इसी तरह से आपको इंश्योरेंस और इन्वेस्टमेंट दोनों को मिक्स नहीं करना चाहिए. इंश्योरेंस के लिए आपको जैसे बताया, प्योर टर्म प्लान खरीदो, ऑनलाइन टर्म प्लान खरीदो. और इन्वेस्टमेंट के लिए यू कैन गो फॉर वेरियस असेट क्लास अंडर द म्यूचुअल फंड. आप डेट स्कीम भी खरीद सकते हैं, आप इक्विटी स्कीम वगैरह भी खरीद सकते हैं बेस्ड ऑन योर एलोकेशन. अगर आप इंश्योरेंस में इन्वेस्ट करेंगे तो जैसे कहते हैं, दुविधा में दोनों गए, माया मिली न राम. You neither get the adequate return, not the adequate return over the year. Moreover, when you commit, you buy insurance investment product, the premium is normally high. So in situation like this pandemic, you do not get the flexibility टू पे. सपोज अभी आपको घर, सपोज आपका नौकरी छूट गया है और सपोज योर पे इज रिड्यूस, or you are not able to do your business, then it becomes very difficult to pay those high premium. So you can buy same amount of insurance with a far lesser amount, and may probably decide not to invest in equity mutual fund if you are segregated, if your cash flow does not permit you that. Some people are not able to differentiate between saving and investment. They just think कि मैंने मेरा सैलरी आया और उसमें same day I have transferred money in a fixed deposit and I have done the investment. Investment is not just making money or depositing money in your uh, FD. It is more than that. So try to understand that. So for as a thumb rule, how much you should save. If you start saving from your career, start of your career, पहला salary से, अगर if you invest minimum 30% of your net take home salary, you will retire like a king. Retire like a king. Take it from me. Take it from me. Because the benefit of compounding will help you grow your investments over the year substantially. Some of the people commit the mistake of buying products which are tagged as a child plan or retirement plan. So for planning of your child's goal or retirement goal, as I told earlier, you need not buy the product which has a tag, this is specific tag. You can simply buy equity mutual fund product. As in the previous example of flat and shares, 100 rupee becoming 200, the people come to the conclusion because the flat investment is good because they just estimating that which is the good return and do not actually calculate the return. So when you commit or when you evaluate any investment, please calculate the actual returns, so which will probably give you surprise and shock that which investment you thought was good is not actually good. Some of the people jump into the product without realizing the risk involved. People used to invest money in under construction property without realizing that there are many risks, including the risk of default. Likewise, people lend money to private parties at a little or substantially higher rate of return interest. One of my friend had lent 40 lakhs rupees in cash to his friend, which he is not able to recover. So because this happened because he did not evaluate the risk of first lending the money in cash and then lending so much money to a single person. So please evaluate the risk involved in your investment. There are people who do not map their investment. They just make investment for the sake of investing. I have already explained what is the importance of mapping your investment with the goal. Likewise, people do not adhere to the asset allocation and are overweight on the particular asset class. Even being overweight on equity is also not advisable. So you should strictly adhere to your asset allocation over your financial life. There are people who will either will not diversify, and or while I doing TV shows, I come across questions where people have invested in 30 mutual fund schemes, which is over diversifying and which does not help you generate better returns. So you should diversify, neither over diversify nor under diversify. There are people like the instance I told, uh, person coming to me showing the 10 years back investment. So yes, so if you do not review your investment, you may probably lose on your returns during some of the period when the particular investment is not generating adequate return. You have to rebalance the asset classes also. And the most important mistake which people do is they stop investing through SIP when the markets are are down. This is against the average tendency. जब मार्केट में अगर टमाटर सस्ता होगा तो वाइफ बोलेगी अच्छा 20 रुपए मिल रहा है, 2 किलो लेके आना, अपन सूप बना देंगे। जब सोने का भाव कम हो जाएगा, टीवी पे मैडम देखेगी, तो वाइफ बोलेगी सोना सस्ता हो रहा है, खरीद लो। बट व्हेन द इक्विटी गोज डाउन, द साइकोलॉजी वर्क्स इन रिवर्स। जब मार्केट इक्विटी रिवर्स से नीचे जाएगा तो लोग अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट बेच देंगे या अपना इन्वेस्टमेंट बंद कर देंगे। और जब पान वाला, रिक्शा वाला, सब लोग अगर इक्विटी की बात करने लगेगा, तब लोग कूद पड़ेंगे इन्वेस्टमेंट करने को। ये सबसे बड़ी गलती अपन इन्वेस्टमेंट में करते हैं। अब आते हैं अपने टैक्स टिप पे। चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स को तो ये दुस्साहस है टैक्स टिप देने का, फिर भी ये भी मेरा, क्योंकि टैक्स इज अ पार्ट ऑफ योर फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग, आई थॉट आई विल कवर दिस ऑल्सो। So you can pay health insurance premium for your senior citizen, where the senior citizen may probably not have enough income, or the tax slab may be lower than that which is applicable to you, and maximize your tax benefit on overall basis. As I told you, in case the senior citizen does not have the medical policy, the hospitalization, day-to-day medical expenses can also be claimed for parents. Or and in case you yourself are senior citizen and do not have the policy, I told you, you yourself, your spouse, your all children can all every each one of them can claim deduction up to 50,000 for the day-to-day medicine and testing, hospitalization, etc. Generally what happens, nowadays people buy house with home loan, and the repayment of home loan installment itself exceeds 1,50,000, and they are not able to claim the benefit for other things. So as far as the life insurance premium is concerned, your parents can pay life insurance premium on your policy and claim deduction under section 80C in their return. And as the senior citizens do not have much items left for availing section 80C, and at the same time your overflowing insurance premium helps your parents save tax. uh, Senior citizens are entitled for deduction of 50,000 rupees for interest on not only saving bank, but also fixed deposit and recurring deposit up to 50,000 under section 80 TTB. We do, people who are non-senior citizen are entitled for 10,000 deduction under section 80 TTA for only saving bank interest. So in case you are putting some money in fixed deposits and paying tax on it, you can do one thing. You can put some money, you can give some money to your parents, which is exempt under section 5610, and then your parent can put the money in fixed deposit and claim the deduction under section 80 TTB. This way you can minimize your overall tax liability. Section 112A entitles you, every taxpayer, to avail tax benefit, tax exemption up to 1 lakh in respect of from long-term capital gain made on listed profit or equity-oriented scheme. This 1 lakh exemption comes without any tax liability. So in case you are investing in equity either directly or through mutual fund, please ensure that you book profit every year up to 1 lakh in order to avail this benefit. Even if you do not want to dispose of investment in that scheme, what you can do, you can redeem the required amount and buy the same amount on the same day, which will not have any cost, because your purchase and redemption will have the same value, same it will happen at the same NAV. Section 80 CCD 1B allows an exclusive benefit of 50,000 rupees for every taxpayer, all individual taxpayer, in case you contribute towards your NPS account. And this is over and above which you are entitled to under section 80 CCD 1, that is within the limit of 1,50,000 as prescribed under section 80E. So this is an exclusive benefit which is not available unless you make investment in NPS. You can have a tax HUF as a tax entity. कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं दीपक जी आप?
No, no.
No. Okay. So now let us come to some do's and don'ts. Generally personal finance के हैं और some are applicable during this pandemic situation. सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है अभी के लिए ये you do not know how long this pandemic will last. So preservation of cash is more important, or rather most important. Don't spend beyond your need. Even if you intend to buy some large ticket value purchases or want to buy a house, etc., please postpone these decisions till the situations becomes clear. ये जैसे situation pandemic का आया है, a few people will lose their job. I have sympathy with them. So, and then a few people will probably have to work for a reduced salary. So one should have an emergency fund equal to 6 months of expenses, and the expenses will include your EMI also or social expenses also. So in case of any loss, job loss or any similar situation, you have something to fall upon. So and then the same amount of emergency fund can either be invested in FD or you can put the money in liquid fund. For almost all of us borrow, if not for anything else, if for buying a house. So we have devised a AAA test for deciding whether a particular loan is a good loan or a bad loan. In case a loan adds to your income, it is a good loan. So education loan is a good loan, business loan is a good loan. But if you take a car loan or loan for a holiday, this is a bad loan because it does not add to your income. The second test is, if does it add to your asset? So home loan, since it adds to your asset, is a good loan. But a car loan does not add to your asset. The car depreciates over the period unless the car is bought for a business purpose. That is bad loan. And the third test is that the loan should be appropriate to the occasion and your financial position. अगर आप आपके बच्चे की बर्थडे पे 5 लाख रुपया खर्च करते हैं और अगर आपकी सालाना इनकम ही 10 लाख रुपया है, तो देन दिस इज नॉट अप्रोप्रिएट टू द ओकेजन. या अगर आप बोरो करके आपके बच्चों की शादी बहुत ठाट बाट से, जो बोलते हैं ना पंजाबी स्टाइल में शादी करते हैं, so that is not appropriate to the occasion or appropriate to the status, and one should avoid that expenditure. Lots of people keep their money in saving account waiting the EMIs to hit or for a cash withdrawal, earning merely 3.5% return. So I would advise you can invest those surplus funds in liquid funds which have a lock-in period of 7 days, and if you do not have 7 days period, you can put the money in overnight funds, which helps you, the liquid fund helps you earn almost equal to the FD interest and have a liquidity also. There are some liquid funds which allow you instant redemption up to 50,000 or 90% of the value. So you can put the redemption request online and the money gets credited in your bank account in seconds, not even minutes. So you can opt for doing this and earn a higher return. Continuing with the do's and don'ts, buy life insurance if you have anybody dependent, financially dependent on you. Why you should buy health insurance, I've already explained. Use of credit card or having a credit card is a good thing, but it is a double-edged weapon. So it can sometimes hurt you also. So you should be very careful in using credit card. जैसे कहीं जेब से पैसा निकालना है तो थोड़ा भारी पड़ता है, पिंच कर जाता है, but the same pinch you do not feel when you get your credit card swiped. So avoid using credit card, but keep a credit card handy in case of any emergency. And even if you use the credit card, जो क्रेडिट कार्ड कंपनी आपको 5% पेमेंट करने की फैसिलिटी देती है, रिवॉल्विंग फैसिलिटी, रोल ओवर फैसिलिटी बोलते हैं उसको, पर आपको मालूम है उस पर आपको 36% का ब्याज लगता है. एंड इफ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट इज पेइंग 30% इंटरेस्ट, मेरे को डाइजेस्ट नहीं होता है. और लास्ट जो है रूज में है, और विच इज एनीवे पार्ट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग ऑल्सो, दैट यू शुड मेक अ विल. एंड in addition to having a will, make nominees also, appoint nominees for all your investments. अब बिल पे मेरे को लगता है चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स को सबको नॉलेज है. आई डोंट थिंक आई शुड एलाबोरेट, बट एनीबडी हु इज हिंदू, and Hindu covers Jain, Sikhs, both in within its extended definition, can make a will. Will has to be attested by two people. Will can be made on a plain piece of paper. और कोई लैंग्वेज, फैंसी लैंग्वेज लिखना भी जरूरी नहीं है. आप जो अपनी भाषा में लिख सकते हैं वो लिख दीजिए. कई लोग कहते हैं अरे हमने तो नॉमिनेशन करवा दिया है, अभी हमको बिल लिखने का जरूरत नहीं है. बट देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन नॉमिनेशन एंड विल. So if you do not write a will, all your assets will devolve on your heirs as per the succession law applicable to you. But in case you do not want somebody to inherit your assets, then you need to prepare a will so that the money will go to him. That the nominee acts as a trustee of the legal heirs. Nominee does not become the owner. So even if the nominee gets the money or property due to his nomination, the legal heirs can always claim the money or assets from the nominee. टैक्स प्लानिंग थ्रू एचयूएफ, मैं सोच रहा हूँ टैक्स प्लानिंग का पूरा एचयूएफ पे पूरा ही एक वेबिनार कर देंगे अपन. तो
Yes, sir. Definitely, we will do one webinar on tax planning through HUF.
हाँ,
So we will do this.
do you want me to skip it or do you want me to cover it today?
5-10 minutes you can spare, or you,
Yes,
if you,
yes, not more than. So
yes.
वो थोड़ा मिक्सअप हो गया. वो विल कोई भी बना सकता है, एचयूएफ वाला विल में आ गया. एचयूएफ जो भी हिंदू है वो बना सकता है. उसमें जैन, बुद्ध और सिख कवर होते हैं. एनीबडी हु is either comes in the family through marriage or birth or adoption is a member. But there is a difference between a member and a co-partner. Anybody who is born in the family or is adopted in the family, including a daughter, are co-partner. But the wife, the mother, grandmother, those are only members. They are not the co-partner. A person can be a member of more than one HUF. You can be member of your own HUF and you're member of your father's HUF also. As lots of people are carrying on business in the name of HUF, because HUF itself is a separate tax entity. So HUF can do business, HUF can borrow money, HUF can lend money, HUF can pay interest, HUF can borrow from its members, it can borrow from outsiders. For creating the initial capital of the HUF, in case you do not have any asset, you can take the gift from your known people and offer it for taxation, because under section 56 to 10, gift exceeding 50,000 received during the year becomes taxable. So the tax exemption limit for HUF is 2,50,000. So if you take HUF gift from known sources and offer it for taxation, that way you can create the capital of the HUF. But be aware that the donor should be verifiable. In case the donor is not verified at the time of assessment, then you may probably have to pay tax at the rate of 60% and interest penalty, etc. HUF has a benefit of basic exemption of 2,50,000, deduction under section 80C. HUF can contribute towards the member of the HUF, including Karta, and the pay premium, life insurance premium for its member of an HUF. And help those people in whose case these are overflowing. The ATD I have explained, HUF can also claim by paying the premium, health insurance premium for any of its member. Uh, HUF is also entitled for basic exemption of 1 lakh under section 112A. HUF can borrow and own a house and claim deduction under section 24B and ATC. A few banks are only willing to lend to HUF for home loan. All the banks are not willing. But if your HUF is not very big and there are only limited members in your HUF, then probably the bank will lend you the money. That brings me to the end of the webinar.